CTV News with Carlisle Fizette.
Good evening. Carlisle is away. I'm Lauren Stallone. Two youths have been charged with second-degree murder of a 27-year-old man in London. The incident early Sunday morning has left neighbors shaken. CTV's Sean Irvin reports.
Photos show police officers searching for clues on Manitoulin Drive in southeast London. It was here about 1:40 a.m. Sunday. Police were called to a reported serious assault. They state an altercation occurred between multiple people. One neighbor telling CTV News he thought he saw people hugging before he realized a fight had broken out. Moments later, another neighbor reported a family member spotted what they thought was a knife.
Our investigations revealed there was some sort of interaction between the accused and the victim, and that's what led to the confrontation and then the 911 calls.
Police cannot reveal what started the dispute, but they have verified witness accounts that the fight escalated.
There was edged weapons reported being used and other blunt instruments, and we have taken that into account.
CTV News has confirmed the victim was found deceased on Breton Park Crescent, just around the corner from where police taped off a vehicle. The 27-year-old male was rushed to the hospital where he passed away.
He suffered a serious life-altering wound, which we're not sure exactly which kind of weapon or instrument caused that at this point, but certainly it was serious enough that it caused his life to be taken.
Yes, it's sad, especially it sounds like it might have been some young guys, and so you never want that to happen to anyone.
Investigators have not confirmed it, but multiple neighbors say the victim resided in a home within the crime scene. Meanwhile, police have arrested two suspects, both under the age of 18. The 17 and 15-year-old males have been jointly charged with second-degree murder. A perceived lack of communication has upset many neighbors on this street. Several telling CTV News in person and by email they can't believe it took police more than 2 days to give them any information about an incident they are deeply concerned about.
There's a lot of frustration through there that we haven't heard anything at all. Yeah, a little bit of news would have been, nice to hear something from them.
Police acknowledged public safety was never at risk after they arrived on scene.
We feel the stress that the community is feeling from this incident.
A beautiful neighborhood for so many years, and now these things happening. It's sad. It's very sad.
In London, Sean Irvin, CTV News.
A wild story over the past few days and quite a turn of events. As CTV's Brent Lale reports, a man was rearrested after being set free accidentally after appearing in court for attempted murder.
A London man charged with attempted murder is back in custody 2 days after being released by accident.
My initial reaction to this was, what the heck happened here?
Former OPP Commissioner Chris Lewis says public safety was jeopardized during a sequence of events involving London Court, the Ministry of the Solicitor General, and London Police.
We shouldn't have dangerous offenders just kind of absent-mindedly or through some clerical error be released from custody.
Friday evening, London Police frantically asked for the public's help in locating Cody Anthony LeBlanc Ash.
He should be in custody in relation to several serious charges, including attempt murder from an incident that occurred in September of 2024. He should be considered armed and dangerous.
Saturday, police say Ash was rearrested outside the city by 5 of their units. Police say he was not released by them and was in custody of the Ministry of the Solicitor General. CTV has reached out to the province for details on how this happened, but we have not yet received a response.
There's still a lot of unknowns about how this occurred.
Typically, court security or correctional employees will bring individuals in custody to the London courthouse and take them back.
Where did this guy suddenly get told, okay, you can go now? During the ride back, when he got to the jail, it's very difficult to tell at this point, but somebody needs to find out what the heck happened so it doesn't happen again.
Ash was originally arrested in October of 2024 after a man was hospitalized following a shooting on Booley Street a month earlier. Lewis does credit London police, who were able to reapprehend him quickly with no one reportedly injured. Ash remains in custody.
But that's the good news story here. The bad news, and no one was hurt in the meantime that we're aware of. But the bad news story is that this is an obvious slip up on the part of someone. So there'll be a lot of discussions going on around how this occurred and how it should not ever occur again.
Brent Lale, CTV News.
One person is dead and another in custody after a stabbing near the corner of Princess Avenue and Colborne Street over the weekend.
Shortly after 1 p.m. today, London Police and paramedic services were dispatched here with regards to an altercation between two males. We arrived here and found one male suffering from some life-threatening injuries as a result of this investigation. That male was transported to Victoria Hospital with those life-threatening injuries. He has since succumbed to those injuries and pronounced deceased. The weapon is a knife, resulting in a stabbing, and at this point we're just trying to piece together exactly what transpired between the two individuals. We do have one male in custody. He has been transported, and we'll be charging him with offences once the investigation is complete.
London police have since laid charges. 30-year-old Camise Toto has been charged with 1 count of second-degree murder. A suspect is still being sought after 3 people were found dead in Bracebridge over the weekend. Police were called to a home Friday night about shots fired.
Once officers arrived, one person was located deceased outside the residence, and the residence was fully engulfed in flames.
On Saturday, investigators discovered 2 more bodies inside the home. They are now trying to track down 29-year-old Mitchell Gray. OPP say the suspect and victims were known to one another, but won't say if they were related. A morning fire in London's Old East Village has damaged a home. The blaze broke out at 5 a.m. on 617 Dufferin Avenue, just east of Adelaide. Witnesses reported heavy smoke and fire coming from the 2nd floor. Firefighters cut a hole in the roof and brought in an aerial unit to combat the flames. It was brought under control within a half hour. No one was injured, and there is no word on the cause. One person is in custody after a fire ripped through an apartment building on Warncliffe near Oxford Monday morning. Multiple 911 calls came in from 349 Warncliffe Road North. The 3rd floor was out of commission as residents rushed to evacuate after a fire in a unit. A 49-year-old man who police say is responsible for setting the fire was arrested and charged with arson and disregard for human life. Tenants say this is the 2nd fire in that unit. Fire investigators are now working on cause and origin. The investigation has been reassigned to the LPS Street Crime Unit.
Our first engine arrived within 4 minutes of notification and was able to successfully deploy ladders to rescue that person from the balcony. As of right now, we have the fire under control on the 3rd floor. We've got the building evacuated and working with our partners to help support the evacuees. We've contacted our fire prevention investigators to come in and determine the origin, cause, and circumstance of the fire.
Curry Road in Dutton has reopened nearly a week after a massive fire at a local car dealership shut down the main street. Over the weekend, fire investigators were still working towards finding the cause of a massive blaze. CTV's Brent Lale with an update.
Tough to watch it all get taken down.
Jim Corneal and his father Phil, the owners of Cotrack Ford, can only watch from afar as an excavator rips apart their family business. 4 days after the dealership went up in flames, the investigation continues.
It's in the hands of the OFM investigators. We have 2 that are on scene.
Investigators from the Office of the Ontario Fire Marshal have been on scene since Thursday. They continue to look for the cause and origin.
It's been slow, to get started. We've been, making sure that some of the battery cars are moved out of there, and they want to make sure everything's safe before they continue. So they're getting closer to figuring out where it is.
4 Cotrack vehicles were lost in the fire, and another one belonging to a Windsor man was burned in the service department while he was waiting for a part.
The 3 behind me, right directly behind me here, we're all in the one showroom. So there's still a couple on the other side of the showroom, but we haven't got to them yet.
To get to those, The OFM is using special equipment.
We have the special crew in that are taking things apart piece by piece and moving it out of the way. They work with the OFM quite a bit, and they do a really good job. So it saves them a lot of legwork. Very, very delicate how they handle things, and that's the whole idea. So they can get all the stuff they don't need out of the way, so they can get in where they need to be.
As they wait for insurance, the Corneal family is thankful for all the support they've received from the community. They're now searching for a temporary location so they can get back to selling vehicles as soon as possible.
Kind of a roller coaster, but nobody got hurt, and we can always rebuild.
Brent Lale, CTV News.
OPP is investigating after a fatal crash late Sunday night east of London. One person is dead following a single vehicle crash at Hamilton Road and Breen Drive. Police say a driver failed to navigate the curve on Breen Road, went through the ditch, and launched off the berm at the end of the road. The road was closed for about 12 hours as police investigated. No word yet on the cause of the crash. Air Canada flight attendants have voted overwhelmingly in favor of strike action.
We're tired of being undervalued, underpaid, and often not paid at all.
The union, representing more than 10,000 workers, says it was 99.7% in favor of a strike if necessary. The vote comes after contract talks with the airline ended without a deal. Having taken the vote, the union says it could walk as early as August 16th. Prime Minister Mark Carney unveiled new measures today to help the softwood lumber sector struggling under U.S. tariffs. The sector employs nearly 200,000 Canadians and contributes more than $20 billion to GDP. CTV's Rachel Aiello with more on Carney's message for the industry.
Unveiling new measures to snap the Canadian softwood sector's U.S. market dependence, today Prime Minister Mark Carney promised new loan guarantees and grants to help keep lumber companies afloat, accelerate product development, diversify markets, and fund retraining efforts.
We cannot count or fully rely on what has been our most valued trading relationship for our prosperity.
The move comes after the U.S. raised duties last month, prompting calls to make resolving the dispute a priority in the broader trade talks. Talks that Carney said today are continuing, despite U.S. President Donald Trump's tariff escalation last week.
I haven't spoken to the president in recent days. We'll speak when it makes sense.
Mark Carney has to deliver.
While polls show Canadians appear willing to give Carney more time, pressure is increasing as they watch Trump make deals with other countries.
Canadians are increasingly worried about Trump and the state of the trade negotiations. Concern on that front has been increasing over the last number of weeks.
Today, as both countries work towards a new North American trade pact, two of Carney's top ministers are in Mexico, talking to officials about how they secured a 90-day pause on higher tariffs.
Perhaps we can also learn something from their approach. They took a much more measured and perhaps low-key approach, and it seemed to work for them.
All of this coming the same day that new federal data shows Canada's merchandise trade deficit has widened to the second highest on record since April's historic dip. Rachel Aiello, CTV News, Ottawa.
A Chatham-Kent business is closing its doors due to a homeless encampment across the street.
We don't know that somebody's coming here and doing drugs in our wash bay in the middle of the afternoon and overdosing and needing medical attention. We don't predict that.
Bee's Knees ice cream owner Dustin Ryan says the decision follows an overdose at their business last week. Staffed by 9 students, Ryan says the ice cream truck is no longer a safe place. About 40 tents are pitched across the street on the Public Utilities Commission property. The municipality is examining options to move encampments further away from residential properties. Until there's action, Ryan says they'll keep their doors closed.
We can't just up and move our ice cream trailer anywhere because we need running water and we need hydro. And we have bylaws that are in place that we have to follow to be safe food operational with the trailer. So there's not really anywhere else in town that will suit the needs.
Rivfest drew thousands of visitors to Victoria Park over 5 days. Gonzales Park.
We catch up 2 awards yesterday. one that I never had before, and it was actually Thank You London. It shows us like People Choice. That is an amazing award. Also, we got the Showmanship Award again.
Gonzalez Barbecue from right here in London captured 2 major awards at their hometown event. Meanwhile, Texas Jack's captured 2 major awards for Best Ribs and Best Sauce. Coming up, a British Columbia woman regained sight thanks to a rare tooth and eye surgery. Canada's main stock index started the trading week on an upswing while American markets fell. In Toronto, the TSX gained 426 points, and in New York, the Dow fell 142 and the Nasdaq lost 86. The Canadian dollar lost a modest 1/100th of a cent, and on commodity markets, gold gained almost $16 an ounce and oil dropped 80 cents a barrel. Data from the London St. Thomas Association of Realtors shows home sales in the area saw a notable uptick in July. Compared to the same month 1 year ago, sales last month increased by more than 28%. Although the volume of home sales was up, the average value did not see the same increase, declining by a little over 0.5% from July 2024. Factors include unpredictability of the market, as well as the Bank of Canada continuing to hold the policy rate at 2.75%. A new kind of horse is turning heads in town and helping riders build confidence in the saddle. CTV's Rita Ismail has the story.
A Western-style saddle. This is Cassidy, a full-size, state-of-the-art mechanical horse designed to mimic the real thing. This horse has a movable head in 2 places, so the head moves, the neck moves. There are sensors all under the saddles. Cassidy is an interactive dressage simulator used around the world to help riders of all levels improve their skills safely and efficiently, and it's now available here in London. Local trainer Heather Broadhead is now offering lessons on Cassidy, aiming to give new riders a feel for the sport before they ever climb onto a real horse. Getting on the simulator can take you through numerous gates rather quickly, so you can go your walk, your trot, and your canter in several speeds, and this way you can get that muscle memory and know how it's supposed to feel when you get on a live animal. Standing at 150 centimeters tall, complete with a realistic mane and tail, Cassidy came all the way from the UK with a price tag of roughly $100,000. Showing you where you are on that. Equipped with sensors, the simulator gives real-time feedback on posture, balance, and leg pressure, data riders can see instantly on a screen. And it's not just about learning to ride. Broadhead says Cassidy is also helping people recover from injuries. Nice thing about the biomechanics is you can give them the confidence and work them through programs to get them rehabilitated. And this unit puts them on with no fear of the horse taking a misstep. While nothing replaces the connection of riding a live horse, Broadhead says Cassidy provides the skills and the confidence that translate directly to the real world. Rita Ismail, CTV News.
Well, I'm meteorologist Gary Archibald for CTV News. Still warm, that's the expectation. Upper 20s, feeling like the lower 30s as we head towards tomorrow afternoon, Thursday afternoon, and perhaps even warmer for Friday. Sunshine's the story with fair weather cloud ridge of high pressures keeping much of the precipitation out of the Great Lakes proper. That's good news. However, the air quality is not great. We'll see if the winds can help clear the skies to some degree over the next couple of days. The forecast is coming up. Stay with us here on CTV News.
Gary Archibald joins me now. Now, Gary, it's a sunny one out there and it's a hot one, but not the best in terms of air quality.
You're right about that, Lauren. I think there will be some improvement for tomorrow through the midday in particular. The winds picking up in the afternoon, sort of giving a nudge to the poor air mass that is settled at the surface. When we have light winds, very calm circumstances in terms of the wind profile, that leads to stagnation, and that's certainly what we do not want under the current air quality concerns with all of that wildfire smoke in place across southern Ontario. 29 degrees, 3 degrees above seasonal. It felt like the lower 30s when you combine relative humidity, but for the most part, not much to see here across southern Ontario proper in terms of rainfall. If we do see it in the next 24 to 48 hours, it's brief. Daytime heating is the trigger, and showers and thunderstorms for the most part stay well to our northeast and perhaps to our west over Michigan, maybe even southern parts of Ontario's extreme southwest could be clipped by a few scattered showers. I'm just not anticipating it. The rainfall graphic giving us an idea of where it could fall. If we do see a spotty shower again, it is light. Many areas will not see much of anything at all. So we are warm, a bit on the humid side. Through the overnight, we'll cool off a bit. We're not seeing temperatures in the low 20s, which we have over the last couple of weeks, feeling like the upper 20s or even 30s with that heat wave. We'll be in the mid to upper teens throughout, under partly cloudy, if not mostly clear conditions in terms of cloud cover. But even at night, the air quality is not great. Here's the breakdown for tomorrow. We'll see some sunshine early in a warm 19 degrees through 8 o'clock. The winds picking up out of the east, turning southeast. We'll see 30 as the humidex value at midday, still hazy through the afternoon, and a high of 28 with winds sustained at around 15 kilometers per hour. Feels like about 32 or 33. Here's the breakdown for the next 7 days. Nice clearing through the afternoon. Air quality to improve, but it won't be great, perhaps until the weekend. Thursday, 27, followed by 28, mostly cloudy on Friday. The weekend is warm, sunny, and fair. Cloudy on Monday, cooling off a bit, and even more a week from now, a sunny, or at least a mostly sunny Tuesday. Some scattered showers, isolated thunderstorms are possible. Air quality to improve by Thursday, Friday. Showers Friday, slight possibility. The weekends, a mixture of sun and cloud, high 20s anticipated until Monday rolls around next week, and Tuesday will cool off to more seasonal at that time, mid-20s, 26 and 25. Lauren?
Thanks, Gary. Debris from a wild windstorm a few weeks ago has now been removed from a dam gate in Stratford, but the water levels that were lowered for the work to be done still haven't come back up. As Karis Map reports, the anticipation has become the talk of the town.
The gate at Stratford's Ore Dam is shut. Following a significant storm, the gate automatically raised to prevent flooding, but was unable to close again because of debris.
What came through was defined as coarse woody debris. So it wasn't one large branch, rather it was kind of a collection of smaller to mid-sized branches.
Now, a waiting game for rain to fall and refill Lake Victoria.
There hasn't been any rainfall, so that's just natural runoff that's slowly running into Lake Victoria. Of course, with this hot weather, we're also battling against evaporation, so the level of water increasing is occurring very, very slowly.
The boathouse especially feeling the impact of the lower water levels, halting all water activities that typically run from May until Thanksgiving.
August usually accounts for like 40% of our business, so it's a big hit, but we're getting a lot of support, so we're grateful for it.
Water levels may remain low for now, but local businesses are trying to raise morale in the city with a community initiative bringing awareness to what's happening in the area.
Born of cold and winter air and mountain rain combining.
The Avon River Water Bucket Challenge. What started in jest, now taking social media by storm.
We nominate the Downtown Stratford BAA.
It was actually just a silly idea that one of the staff members had. They had a TikTok. It had like a song from Frozen, and they said this would be cool.
Local businesses, including Grotto Hair Salon, joining the fun.
We've just actually done so much here that it just made sense that I would come down. We brought our water from our dehumidifier and used that just to recycle the water.
Today, Coles and Keys Optical also getting in on the action.
It was a lot of fun, and that's kind of what this whole community does all the time, is fun and finding different ways to bring attraction to Stratford.
I am not surprised that the Stratford community is, taking this as an opportunity to show their support for both the boathouse and also the river.
Obviously, it's not going to fill the river, and we know that, but it's getting people down here, seeing what we have to offer, and also see like the impact of this river.
Karis Mapp, CTV News, Stratford.
A British Columbia woman is one of the first ever Canadians to benefit from a remarkable and unusual surgery to restore vision. It involves transplanting one of the patient's teeth into their damaged eye. As CTV's Andrew Johnson shows, the results are a sight to behold. And a warning, this story does contain graphic visuals.
It's fantastic. Oh. It's a miracle.
Gail Lane hadn't laid eyes on Vancouver's False Creek or anything else in more than a decade.
The closer part down here is very, very sharp and clear.
Until the highly specialized two-part surgery that has restored her sight.
It's exciting. It's, I just felt full of gratitude.
Lane went blind because of an autoimmune disorder. Now she is one of the first in Canada to benefit from what's called tooth-in-eye surgery, and it's aptly named. Earlier this year, surgeons removed one of Lane's teeth, glued a lens inside of it, then sewed it into her cheek, where it grew connective tissue for several months before surgery number 2.
We make a small hole in the front of the eye, remove the lens, the iris, the anterior contents of the eyeball. Then into that hole, we put the tooth with the telescope and we stitch it into place on the front of the eye.
At first, Lane thought that sounded like something out of science fiction. Now she knows otherwise. Her vision began to gradually improve.
I'm starting to be able to see people's features, facial features.
Including one face she'd never seen before. Her partner's.
He still hasn't seen me, and I had never seen him when we met. We were both blind.
And the dog she can now take for a walk.
I could see his tail wagging first, and then his whole body eventually.
The surgeon who has now helped Gail and 2 others to see again is also grateful for the experience.
It's one of the best feelings in medicine that you can have as a surgeon.
Dr. Maloney says he's found 3 more suitable candidates for the tooth-in-eye procedure as part of a pilot project he hopes will eventually receive regular funding.
Wow.
And more Canadians can experience this. Andrew Johnson, CTV News, Vancouver.
That's it for us. Thanks for watching. I'm Lauren Stallone. We'll see you next time. Good night.